I train my arms every day for 30 days. Why? Well, to understand that, we need to go into the past. This is me. Growing up, I was always a small and skinny kid, and a lot of times I found myself the underdog going up against bigger and stronger people than me, and typically losing. But I never backed down, and I said one day I will be big and strong too. But as the years went on, I never really got big or strong, and I began to look at myself differently. No matter how much I trained, I was never big enough nor strong enough to be satisfied, and it kinda hurt. But instead of sitting and crying about it, I decided to make a plan and get to work. I started with measuring my current arm size to track my progress after the 30 days, and I had 12.4 on my right and 12.5 on my left. Alright, so here's the theory on my training for how to best optimize these next 30 days. A bunch of little micro workouts to get a little pump and blood flow to the arms, but here's the big kicker. I have to get enough rest in between my arm sets. Having the appearance of big arms is really down to 3 muscles: your bicep, your tricep, and your delt. So over the course of these 30 days, I'm gonna really put a focus on one muscle group a day, so that way I'm getting a nice rest in between while also continually working on my arms every day. Today, I'm gonna do more of a focus on the delt, but I'm still gonna be working out my biceps and triceps along with it, just not as intensely. And this will give me enough rest in between each day to really overload but also rest my muscles. My body is absolutely exhausted today, so we're just gonna hit a bunch of bicep curls today because honestly for the past 5 days I have been working out multiple times a day and I just feel tired. My arms aren't necessarily tired, but just my body in general is exhausted. We're halfway through this challenge and I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update of how the first 2 weeks went. And let me just say, they didn't go well. The first week, my body was so tired, I could barely finish the workouts. I didn't feel like my muscles were ever getting sore after workouts, and overall, my body just felt exhausted. The second week, I barely had enough time to finish any workouts. Usually I dedicate at least 2 hours or more to at the gym working out, and I barely got 1 in. I ended up doing arms at 11 at 12 at night when I should be going to bed. And yet still, my arms were never sore. So after these 14 days, I still feel like I'm barely working my arms out enough. And that leads us to today, which, let me just say, we're still not doing very well. Because yesterday, I sprained my right wrist doing some basketball dunks. So this is the only movement I can do, and let me just say, I can barely hold this bar with my right hand. So I really want to turn it up for these last 2 weeks of the challenge. But it's gonna be difficult, but no excuses. We'll just do what we can with what we have. I found a wrist strap that'll help me do triceps while my wrist heals. We're on day 21 now, and since after day 15, when I changed some things up, I finally feel like my muscles are getting worked out. I've started to notice that my muscles are more toned, that I can actually see more of the striation of my muscles when I'm doing the exercise. But still, the overall main issue that I have is they're not big enough, which in the lifting world is nothing new. Nothing is ever big enough for us. I do like being able to just work on my arms every day, get a little bit of a pump in. It just feels really good. Getting a little pump in before we go to sleep, probably a good idea. The second half of this challenge was going much better than the first half. But with my wrist still injured, it stopped me from maximizing my workout potential. And with only 9 days left in this challenge, I needed to find another way to train. And that's when I found EMS training, electrical muscle stimulation. And let me tell you, I think I found something here. This is an electrical stimulation unit, and we're gonna shock my muscles. What this is gonna do is it's gonna send an electrical stimulant to these nodes, and it's gonna make my muscle contract, and then relax for a little bit, and then contract again. And supposedly it won't leave you sore. But we'll see. All right, now that those are all taped, we turn it on and all we gotta do is turn it up and it should contract our muscle. Ooh. I'm not moving my arm upwards. I kept turning up the intensity and I was a few seconds away from realizing the mistake that I just made. Oh. Oh. My bone feels like it's snapping. Now you may think this is an exaggeration, but it was flexing my triceps so hard that it felt like my elbow was gonna pop out of my arm. And then next thing you know, it'd be flexing my bicep as hard as I could the other way. And those two antagonizing movements just did not mix well. So it's set for like 3 seconds on, 1 second off. Yeah. It may seem like I'm overplaying this, but I trust you, I am not. I don't know if I should have them on antagonist muscles. Oh. If I flex my entire arm really hard, it's manageable. So we got the timer set for 15 minutes, so I'm gonna need to do something within that time frame instead of just sitting here. Oh! If I straighten my arm, oh my goodness. Oh! Oh! Relax, ready? Ooh, then no wonder my triceps hurting. This one's falling off. Oh! Yeah! Okay, if I straighten my arm, oh my goodness, it is insanely painful. Double the workout, half the time. It didn't work out like that. And after a grueling 15-minute session, my skin felt like it was seared and my body overall was just extremely exhausted. So I decided to do 2 more 30-minute sessions with 1 on my triceps and 1 on my biceps. And this is how it went. I really cannot feel anything as I'm touching right here. Oh yeah. I should have really read the instruction manual to learn how to actually do this. Okay, drinking water is not gonna work. My arms definitely feel like they got worked out. Last night, something strange happened to me. Right as I was trying to go to bed, I noticed that my muscles where I did the EMS training still felt like they were feeling that same sensation. I'm not sure to be concerned about or what exactly because there was nothing happening. Like I wasn't doing any of it. It had been a few hours, but I still felt like it was there happening to my arm. As for how my arms feel, they feel like somebody beat me with a stick over and over. And supposedly it won't leave you sore. I honestly can't do the stim again today. My arms hurt so much in a completely undescribable different way than I've ever felt before. Like this right here, oh my gosh. Like I've only done a few reps here. And this feels incredibly difficult. I used to rep this out for like 15 to 20, like easily. Now it feels like my muscles have nothing left in them. For the last 5 days, I continued to do some EMS while also doing my other arm workouts. And I could tell that I had changed over these last 30 days. And I was so excited to see how much. All right, today is day 30 of lifting every day for 30 days. And recently, you know, I've been checking myself out more than usual because man, bro, I am so excited to see these results tomorrow. Because I can physically tell that my muscles are bigger. Like I can look at them and be like, yep, that's bigger. But I wanna know how much bigger. I've also had a huge ego boost with people just being like, man, your arms look way bigger. And I'm just like, For 30 days, I have been lifting my arms every single day. Trying to get muscles, trying to fill this void in my body, by getting bigger muscles. And the day has finally come to see how much we've grown. But first, we gotta change. 30 days ago, my left arm was 12.5 and my right arm was 12.4. I would be ecstatic if I got like 13. That would be incredible. So, here goes nothing. I have the results right here. I'm kind of nervous and I'm kind of excited. Let's see how much we've grown! What? No. No, this can't be. This can't be. What? I've gotten smaller. But I feel bigger. I honestly have no idea what to say. I'm not accepting this. Oh, hold on a moment. I don't have one of those like tailored tape measures, so I'm just gonna wrap some tape around myself and then measure it out. Wrapped it around all the way, and then I'm gonna put a little mark where it overlaps. When you look at this piece of tape, like this is where my bicep and this line crossed, it makes my arm feel huge. But now, we grab the tape measure and see how long it is. Oh yeah. That's more like it. That is 14 inches. All right, set the 0 all the way down. Almost 14 inches. And I know for a fact, last time I measured my biceps before this challenge, like in early March or April, my biceps were only like 12.5, 12.7. So, I did get bigger. I know for a fact I got bigger. Like, I literally can physically see that I've gotten bigger.
People will always tell you to be content with what you have and happy with who you are. But I disagree with that statement, and so would young Jordan. Because that feeling of not being big enough or strong enough pushed me to new limits. Limits I would have never reached if I didn't experience that feeling constantly. See, I believe we should not grow stagnant in our progress towards improvement. And I believe it's okay not to be happy with who we are, but strive to be happy with who we are becoming. So I think we should all chase after our feeling of whatever insecurity we have about ourselves and welcome it into our lives and use that as motivation to do great things and improve every day.